Hello there folks, and thanks for joining me at my tying bench once again. And as we know, it soon will be terrestrial time, and I'm just tying up some beetles here to put in my box. And I'm going to show you what I call the most simplest beetle that you can tie. To me it is anyway. So I thought I'd share this one with you in case there's some of you out there just starting tying and you want to try to tie some beetles. I don't think you'll find one much simpler than this guy here, so I thought I'd share this one with you. So we'll get this little guy the vise and we'll get started here. Now the hook I'm using is a little different. I'm using a size 10 wet fly hook. It's not a heavy wire hook, just a standard wet fly hook. And I like it because it has a nice wide gap. And I've also tied them with some caddis pupa hooks. They have a nice wide gap. That's what I like to use, but you go ahead and use what you'd like to. I just find as long as it has a nice wide gap, it's best for beetle patterns. So we'll get this locked in the vise here, like so. Alrighty. For thread I'm using UTC 70 denier and black. Alright, so we're going to start just behind the eye here. First I'm going to get a little wax on the thread. Okay. And we'll go right behind the eye and we'll start to wrap the thread base down. We always want to get a good thread base down. Alright, we're going to come back to just about to the barb on this guy. Just trim off our excess thread. Okay, and I have a piece of 2mm black foam, and I've cut that to about the width of the hook gap there. And also I trimmed it to a little point. And a little trick to tying foam in is if you tie it in, hold it up against the side, your side of the hook here, my side rather, as you're tying, hold it up and then just tie in that point. As you bring your thread torque around, it'll roll it up on top, just like so. It's just a little trick how to get foam started so it stays on the top. And I like to bring that foam back to pretty much right about where the barb is there, right above it. And I'll check that to see if it's where I want it. I'm going to come back a couple more wraps, folks. And that should be fine right there. That looks good. Now, of course, we'll cover all this excess foam up here with some nice snug wraps. Just like so. Okay. So there's our foam for the shellback of the beetle and the head. Just check that, make sure it's centered. It looks good. Alrighty, so next we're going to make a peacock herl body on this beetle. And to keep it simple, I do tie them sometimes. If you're fishing rougher water, you can wrap a hackle through the peacock herl, but I'm going to omit that for this guy. That's what makes it a very simple one to tie. It still floats very well. So we'll take the 4 strands and I'm going to catch them in on my side of the hook here. And we'll wrap the thread back, catch them in, wrap them back to just about in front of where our foam is there. Come back and wrap these guys back right there. Alright, stop my thread now. If you've seen me many times, if you've seen my videos already, I like to use a loop and make a rope with my herl. Just find that makes a nice, adorable body. But you go ahead and do it as you're used to doing, as you wish, but I would recommend trying it this way. Okay. Now wrap our thread to where we want to tie off. And I'm just going to throw on a quick half hitch here, folks. Okay, just like so. Snug that down. Swing my bobbin cradle over, and I'm going to rest my bobbin there for now. Okay, now we'll catch the herl, and then we'll grab the herl and loop rather here together, like so. Just grab a pair of hackle pliers and catch the end of that together. Okay, now I'm just going to give that a few turns, but before I start wrapping it, what I like to do to make this a good durable beetle, make the body nice and durable, I'm going to take some Loctite super glue. Just use whatever you have for super glue, or you can even use head cement. Put a little coat on the thread wraps there before we wrap forward. Okay, now I'll give that a few more spins. Alright, so now I'm going to bring the rotary function into play here. We're going to make our first couple wraps. And I like to make 3 or 4 wraps, and then I like to give it a nice snug pull there with my fingers. Just like so. Just going to adjust that light a little, folks. There we go. Okay. I'm going to twist it up so it's nice full rope there. You may have to twist it once or twice as you wrap this. That's no problem. Just keep an eye on it. If it looks too loose, give it a few more twist rather. Just like so. I'm going to give it one last time here. I'm going to twist it a little bit. Okay, wrap that forward to where we want to tie off. Right about there is good. Now, move that bottom cradle out the way. Bring my thread back up around here, just like so. Catch that in front, couple wraps in the back, cross it over. Alright, turn my vise to the side and snip off the excess rope. And that, folks, gives you one nice durable peacock herl body. And not just for a beetle, for any fly, as far as that goes, it calls for herl body. Okay, I'm going to wrap back a little ways farther there. Little shot of wax on my thread here. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to take our foam, fold over for the back of the beetle here. And what I like to do is pinch that with these two fingers here and sort of squeeze it. Hold it in place as I bring my thread up around. I find that gets it even on both sides of the body of the beetle. Then you want to wrap back a ways and make sort of a little short thread base for your legs and that we're going to put in. And just check it. See how it looks on both sides. Okay, looks pretty good there to me, folks. Alright, so now I'm just going to trim that excess just a ways past the hook eye here. Just like so. Okay, we'll just leave that cut like that for now. So, okay, next is our legs, and I have one piece of a black rubber leg here, rubber hackle, and I'm just going to loop it around just like so. And what we're going to do is tie that loop right on top of the fly here, right on that thread base. Make a couple wraps, not too snug, keep them fairly loose. That way we're going to pull one set of legs down on my side and the other set down on the other side. So what you end up with is like so, a loop in the front and two legs going back. Next, we're going to wrap back a little ways farther back on those legs there. Just a ways, okay. As you can see, that brings the legs back a ways. That's what we want. Alright, so next, I'm going to put a cider on it, and I cut a little small piece of orange foam, 2mm once again. Just keep it fairly narrow, it's just for a little cider on top. And I'm going to bring that in and place it right in there between the legs. A couple loose wraps, I want to check it, make sure it's centered there, and it'll snug down. And I'll make 3 or 4 more wraps there, like so. Alrighty. That looking good there so far, folks. Now, the last step is we're going to lift up on all that, the head and that loop in front. Jump my thread in front, there in front of that foam. And that's where we're going to tie off. So I'll grab my whip finisher. A little bit of wax on my thread there before I do the finish knot. And we're going to come in. I'm going to turn my vise here a bit just to see what I'm doing here a little better. Okay. Come in underneath that head of that foam. Get 3 or 4 good turns there. Okay, snug it down tight. Alrighty, and I'll trim the excess right where I got it turned here. There we go. Alright, so there's what we got so far, folks. Like so. Now I'll snip that down the center. Now all we got left to do is some trimming here. So you want to take the your scissors and just trim that cider just about flush there, like so. And I'm going to round off the corners on that fly for the head, just so it's more rounded look. Just like so. And now we're going to trim the legs. And you want to keep them fairly short. Don't want to cut them too short, because you want them to be on top of the surface and help hold the fly up. So I like to keep my front ones a little shorter than the back legs. So the back ones, I usually like them to come back just past the body a ways when you bend them back. So, and the front one's a tad shorter, like so here. And there we have it. That's a very simple beetle pattern to tie. Doesn't take long to tie a bunch of them up for your box. And that's why I thought I'd share that one with you. And like I was saying, if you wish, you can wrap a hackle through the peacock herl before you fold the top of the body or the shellback over. And you can also change up the color of the cider if you want to use brighter colored foams like pinks, yellows, whatever you want to use. So I hope you'll give this little beetle a try and give them a whirl. And I tie them in a variety of sizes. This here is usually the largest I'll tie them on a 10, and I tie them down to like 12 and 14s. But I've done it on a 10 for the video, of course, so you can see what I'm doing a little better. But I will also take a little, turn it upside down. You can use UV resin, but for this I just, a lot of times just use a little bit of good penetrating head cement here, lacquer. I'm going to put a little bit on the thread wraps here, a little drop. And that'll soak down in really well. Okay, and that's that. Done deal, folks. I'll turn him back up the right way here. So anyway, I want to thank you for joining me once again, and like I said, I hope you give this beetle a whirl and tie some up, put them in your box. And if you'd like to, go ahead and hit that good old subscribe button there and throw in a like too if you wish. And throw in any comments you have down below. Always look forward to hearing from you, that's for sure. So like I always say, folks, until next time, happy tying out there. I shall see you all again soon, and so long for now, folks.